Raven ELYSE TV.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven. Welcome to my bedroom and welcome to my giant pile of laundry, which is really only half of it because I still have stuff in the washer and in the dryer. Today we are going to be doing another girl talk while I actually do something productive video. I did one of these a while back where I was cleaning my makeup brushes and kind of showing you guys what I use to clean my brushes, but also having girl talk while I get my makeup brushes clean. So we talked about plastic surgery, we talked about dating and making friends and all that stuff. So if you guys have not seen that girl talk video, and if you want to see how I clean my makeup brushes, definitely check that out. I will have it linked down below or up in the cards. Today we have to do laundry. Fun fact about me, I really only do laundry well, for my laundry I do it like once a month. For Ziya's laundry I probably do it like every 2 weeks. We both have a lot of clothes, Ziya and I, so we have enough clothes to last us for quite a long time without having to wash anything, honestly. So I kind of would just like wear my whole closet, and then when I finally truly run out of things to wear, then I'm like, okay, it's time to do laundry, which is usually like a month later. So I end up with like 6 loads of laundry to do and so much laundry to put away. So we're gonna get that done while we have some girl talk today. And I know I should just do my laundry more often so that there's less of it, but you know what, we all have flaws. So usually for these girl talk videos, it's kind of like a Q&A where I ask you guys to ask me questions on my social media, on my Instagram or on Twitter or something. This time I didn't do that just because I felt like I had enough questions left over from the last few times that I did that I could kind of just go back to those same posts and pick some questions that I didn't pick the last time. So I went back to some of those previous posts where I asked you guys for questions, and I actually wrote down some notes of the questions that I want to use for this video. All right, so the first kind of question or topic that I wanted to touch on is kind of a repetitive topic on my channel, but I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of, I guess, kind of an update on how I feel about it, and that is the topic of depression and anxiety. I get a lot of questions as to how I personally deal with it. Like, what are my coping mechanisms? What works for me? Do I have any advice for those of you out there who are struggling with it? And a lot of times I tend to not answer this question very well in my other Q&As. I know the last time I did it, I kind of was just like, I don't really know what to tell you because everyone's different, which is true. But I thought about it a little bit more, and I do have, I guess, some stuff I can tell you just from my own personal experience and the experience of friends and family members around me who have had similar experiences. One thing I will say, and obviously I'm not an expert, you know, don't take this as, you know, doctor's advice or anything, but just from, like I said, my experience, I would be careful when it comes to taking the medication inpatient route where you're being hospitalized, they're keeping you overnight, they're giving you a bunch of different medications for depression and anxiety. I'm not saying medication is all bad. I'm not saying you should never take medication. Everyone is different. Everyone's degree of what they're dealing with is different. It just seems like medication is kind of a temporary fix. Sometimes it can be addicting. Going into the hospital, going into inpatient facilities is really scary. And once again, also seems like it's kind of a temporary fix. I had a really bad experience in the psychiatric ward of like a mental facility hospital situation. I just personally had a bad experience. I personally felt like it was kind of just like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like our healthcare system, especially when it comes to mental health, it's very flawed. You know, it's not focusing in on what the patient really needs. So I would just say, you know, maybe try not to just immediately go down that route of, you know, checking yourself into a hospital and getting medicated. I just feel like there are hopefully other coping mechanisms that you can use before you have to resort to that. And I think one of the biggest things that has to do with depression especially, and also kind of anxiety, is your support circle. Who is supporting you? Who are you able to talk to about your issues and your feelings and your triggers? You have to have someone to talk to. That's just, at least for me, like I have to have someone to talk to. And right now the main person for me has really been my mom. And it wasn't always that way. I wasn't always very close with my mom like I am now, but I kind of learned over the years that it's better to open up, and it's better to be honest, and it's better to have that person to talk to rather than being closed off and dealing with everything myself. So I learned to be more open and honest with my mom, and that helped our relationship grow a lot closer. And I know a lot of young people shy away from talking to their parents because they feel like their parents are really judgmental. They're not going to believe them. They're not going to respond well. It's not going to help anything. But if you don't tell anyone that you're struggling, then no one can help you because they're not gonna know. They're not gonna know how bad it is or what you really need. So especially for young people, I do encourage you to at least try to open up to your parents. Not everybody's parents are helpful. Not everybody's parents even believe in mental health, like period. But it is worth a shot as long as you feel safe enough to do it. And if you can't go to your parents, then your grandparents, your aunt, your uncle, an older cousin, somebody that you can trust. And if it's nobody in your family, then maybe a friend, maybe an older friend that can maybe have some advice for you. But you just have to talk to somebody, and you have to build your support system. You have to build your circle, because if you feel like you're going through life alone, that could be a huge trigger for anxiety and depression. And someone like me who's an introvert, I tend to make excuses as to why I can't build my support system, why I can't make more friends, why I can't talk to this person, why I can't open up. But it's not about can't, it's about won't most of the time. So you kind of have to ask yourself, do I really want to be dealing with this alone? Do I really want to actually have no friends and no support system? Or do I want to take that risk and actually try either meeting new people or opening up to the people that are already around me? So I just have seen with myself and with others that opening up and having a good support system, building a good support system, because sometimes people don't just automatically come to you with the helping hand, because a lot of times they just don't know. They have no clue that you even need help. But if you actually go to someone and ask for help, or just ask for friendship, ask for support, ask to go out and do something fun to distract you from your problems, that can help a lot. And I feel like it's a more healthy, natural, long-term fix to just saying, I'm gonna pop a bunch of pills, numb the pain, turn myself into a zombie, and that's how I'm going to get through my day. Again, not saying that that's how it is with all medication, but it's easy to go down that path, I feel like. Another thing that I use, which I think I mentioned before, is kind of just expressing my feelings in other ways if I feel like I can't express it directly to another human being for whatever reason. I will write it down in a journal, write it down on a private, secret online place where it doesn't actually get posted anywhere. Or if you feel like posting it, you can do that too. Or a lot of times I will take my phone and I'll record like the little voice recorder thing. I'll record myself just talking as if I was talking to another person, but I don't have anyone to talk to, so I just record it on my phone. And the thing about that is when you listen to it back, it kind of gives you clarity on some of the things, because I don't know, something about like actually saying it and being able to hear it back, it kind of makes you think like, okay, well, maybe that's not true, or maybe I'm overreacting on this, or that sounds kind of silly when I put it that way. It just is really helpful to just literally either write it down or say it out loud. Even if you're not sharing it with anyone, it's helpful to just get it out of your system, whatever is making you depressed, whatever is triggering you at the time, or whatever is making you anxious. It just helps to just get it out in some type of way, instead of just sitting there having it run through your mind and you can't sleep at night, because that's something that I really deal with, is having those racing thoughts, and then like it keeps you up at night. Another thing is, and this is something that I think sometimes people forget about, is more of like natural remedies, like paying attention to what you're eating and drinking and ingesting into your body in general. Everything you put into your body has an effect, and it has an effect on your mind as well. So ask yourself if you're even living a healthy lifestyle to begin with. Do you eat right? Do you get all the vitamins and minerals that you need? Are you abusing alcohol or even weed? I know people you know, like to say that smoking weed is cool, it's fine, it's natural, and it does great things for the body, and I agree with some of that stuff, even though I personally don't smoke. But I have seen people who smoke who use it as an escape from actually dealing with anything. It's kind of like, I'm gonna go smoke, I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna feel good for that amount of time, and I'm gonna do that multiple times a day, every day, and that's how I'm going to make myself feel better, instead of, like I said, turning to a support system or double checking on your diet, or even talking to a counselor if you need to. Like, you gotta be careful about what you might be using and abusing instead of actually dealing with the issue. Eating, binging on food is another thing. Like, there's all types of substance abuse out there that might not necessarily be a drug. Food can be a drug. Weed can be an addictive drug in a sense. And I also saw another really good comment on one of my other videos where this lady was mentioning how she uses essential oils to help with her mood and with her panic attacks. Essential oils are good for a lot of things. If you've never heard of it, I highly suggest you research it. There's different oils for different things, and lavender, I know, is one of the main oils for relaxation, calming your mood, and helping you fall asleep. I actually have an oil diffuser over here on my nightstand, that little white and brown thing, and that was sent to me by Art Naturals, which is really cool. It's an alarm clock, it's a Bluetooth speaker, and it's an oil diffuser. And I have all these essential oils in my drawer right here. And diffusing oils into your surroundings can help with your mood. Different natural stuff like that can actually work if you give it a try. I know sometimes it sounds like real hippy dippy and like, what are you talking about? But it can actually work. I mean, you never know what will work for you. So yeah, those are my main things. Is definitely work on opening up to people, tell people that you need help, actually ask for help, and, you know, get that support system, build a support system. Don't isolate yourself. Don't tell yourself that you can't make friends, that you can't be close to your family. Actually try to build some support around yourself, because it's not just going to be given to you all the time. And then work on getting your feelings out there, getting your problems out there. If you need to tell someone, if you need to write it down, if you need to record it, if you need to make a YouTube video, if you need to make a blog post, whatever it is, get it out so that it's not just cycling through your brain. And then also think about any type of substance abuse, drug that you may have in your life that may be hindering you from actually healing fully, and that may just be like a temporary fix that's not very healthy. And also think about trying some natural remedies, like changing your diet, eating certain foods versus other foods, and using things like essential oils. Those are my main things that I can tell you to at least start with, to look into if you're dealing with depression or anxiety and things like that. So yeah, hopefully that was somewhat helpful. The next topic that I wrote down from y'all's questions is, somebody was asking about my relationship with my mom. Was I always this close to my mom? And like I mentioned just a minute ago, I wasn't always this close with my mom. And I also kind of talked about this in the Q&A video that I did with her, when somebody asked if having Ziya brought me closer to my mom, and the answer is yes. I definitely got a lot closer to my mom when, you know, kind of a mix between having Ziya and struggling with my depression really bad. You know, it's one of those things where I felt like the universe was pulling me closer to her because I needed her. I needed her as a support system in both of those ways. But really, like, back in, you know, all the way up until high school, I kind of felt like, you know, I had a good relationship with my parents, but not super close to where I would really open up to them or tell them a lot of things, or, you know, crack jokes back and forth and have kind of almost like a friendship. It really wasn't like that. It was kind of just like, these are my parents. They take care of me and they tell me what to do, and I try to respect them as much as possible, and that's really it. But it wasn't until, you know, more around the time when I got pregnant that I actually kind of built more of like a friendship closeness with my mom. All right, so next topic was goals for my future. A lot of people have been asking about like me buying a house, having more kids, getting married, dating, like where do I see myself in 5 years? What's next for me? And I know that's another question that like in my previous Q&As I probably haven't really been like answering it or giving a very good answer, which, because I mean it's hard, I don't really know for sure. You know, obviously I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, and I honestly don't really 100% know fully what I want for myself. I mean, I kind of have like a basic idea. When it comes to dating and relationships, you guys know I keep telling you I'm single, okay? Ain't nobody taking me on dates, ain't nobody hopping in my DMs. Well, I don't know if people are hopping in my DMs. I don't check my DMs. Side note, don't send me a DM on Instagram if you have an important message to get to me. Please email me. My email is in my Instagram bio. I do not check my Instagram DMs. I'm just letting you know straight off the bat. So if there is any guys in my Instagram DMs trying to holler at me, I'm not seeing them, but I doubt that there really are. I don't have a very good male following. My following is pretty much almost 100% female, with probably a small amount of male followers who most of them are just probably gay, to be honest, just from what I've seen in my comments and stuff. So you know, I don't really think anybody is in my DMs. Anyway, I'm not dating anyone. I do have, you know, someone that I guess you could say like I'm talking to, but it's really just like a friendship at this point, because like we don't see each other, we don't hang out, we don't like, I don't know, it's not really anything. It's not something I can say like, oh, this is the person I'm gonna be with. And in the place that I'm in right now, like my attitude right now, I'm not getting excited about anything or any guy until it's like super duper duper locked in, like legit, like Facebook official. Not Facebook official, because I don't even use my Facebook, but y'all know what I mean. Like I'm not gonna get excited about something or give my all to something or start like posting or saying stuff. Like I'm not going to get my hopes up unless I know for sure that this is really real, and I don't have anything like that going on for me right now. Would I like to have that? Yeah, of course I would. I would love to start like building my family even more. I do want more kids. For those of you wondering that, I definitely never saw myself just having one kid. I think at least having two would be great. And I've also always been interested in the idea of adoption. I've been watching a lot of adoption content lately, because that's just something that has always like interested me and kind of called to me ever since I was like little. I've been interested in adoption, so I don't know if that's in my future, but then that kind of depends on, you know, what if I end up with someone who's not interested in adoption? Then I don't know. Like there's just so many variables. But yeah, I definitely want to buy a house. You guys know I've been talking about that for a while now. I've been saving up for a while to basically, you know, buy a house, and I want to have my dream house. I want to be able to have it be totally custom and finally not be renting anymore, and finally just, you know, let my interior design dreams shine. I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I want to do it sooner rather than later. Like I'm not trying to just stay in this rented townhome forever, but at the same time I do have that thought, like, do I want to be someone who is just going off on my own, buying my first house with just me and Ziya, or do I want to kind of be a little bit more patient, see what the future holds? What if I meet someone and we get serious, and then we could get a house, you know, buy a house together and go into that as a couple rather than just me doing it by myself? But where I stand right now, I'm like, I might as well just do it by myself. Like, what's stopping me? You know, it's not the financial aspect that's stopping me, so why not just do it? But at the same time, I'm kind of hesitant. And this might sound really silly, but one of my fears is if I like let's say, you know, next year I buy a house, it's my dream house, I start customizing it, all the interior design, all the countertops and the floors and everything is perfect, and you know, it's here in Austin or whatever, and then I meet someone and then we start getting serious, and then it's like something where, you know, to be with that person I need to move to a different city, or we need to get a different house, and I have to like leave my house that I just got on my own and customize, and now I'm in this whole different phase of life where I have to like leave my house right after I get it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to happen, and I don't know, something in my heart is telling me that that might happen if I go ahead and jump the gun of like, I'm just gonna get a house on my own and it's gonna be my dream house. Then something's gonna happen where it's like, oh, you shouldn't have got that house already. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like hesitant. And that's just coming from like moving so much in the past like few years. I'm so over moving. You know, the next place that I move into, if I move into a house, that's gonna be my house. Like, I'm not gonna want to move out of there, especially if I start customizing it. Like, no, I'm so over moving. So hopefully if I do that and I do meet someone, they better like live in Austin or be okay with living in Austin, and they better just move into my house with me, because I'm not gonna want to leave. But yeah, I do want to, you know, get into a committed relationship. I do want to have at least one more kid and possibly adopt one. I do want to buy a house soon, but these are kind of things that, like, I don't know when is it gonna happen. I don't fully have control over it necessarily. I mean, I can try to manifest as many things as I can, but it's kind of like, we'll see, you know, hoping for the best, but we'll see. So yeah, I don't know, maybe my current little situation will turn into something really serious. Maybe it won't, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up, because for me right now, either it's serious or it's not, and I'm not trying to play games, so we just have to see. Okay, so the next topic that I had written down was kind of like the addressing the haters, addressing the rumors section of the questions, because I mean, I know y'all are nosy, y'all need to get the tea, y'all need to get the story straight on a lot of things, and I know that there's always gonna be people talking trash, running their mouth about stuff that they don't even know what they're talking about, just flat out making up stuff. And as an influencer, you're always encouraged to ignore it. Don't even clarify yourself, don't explain yourself, don't address it at all. But I kind of feel like, is that really fair? Just because you're an influencer, you're now all of a sudden not allowed to tell your truth or stick up for yourself or explain yourself when need be. I feel like that's kind of like an unfair rule that we have over influencers. It's like, you're an influencer now, so shut up. It's like, okay, so I guess I'm not a human being anymore. I guess I don't have the same rights as the average person on the street. If somebody was talking shit about you, I'm pretty sure you would say something back, but okay. If somebody is just saying something that's just flat out just like pure hatred, just purely talking shit, just purely like obviously just don't want to see me win, okay, I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm not going to sit there and try to change your mind, because your mind is made up. Why do I need to try and make you like me? Other people like me. If you don't like me, that's fine, that's your prerogative. If you want to spend your time like low-key obsessed with me, cool. I'm not gonna waste time trying to explain myself to you, because I know you don't care. But I feel like there's a difference between that and, you know, other rumors that may just literally be people that are just literally misunderstood. It's not that they're hating on me or anything, it's just that they don't have the story straight. So I feel like for that type of stuff, you know, why not just clear it up and set it straight? So I guess like the first rumor, which really isn't, it's not even a rumor, like it's not that big of a deal, it's just like misinformation that some people have, is the question that I get sometimes still of people asking me like, does Ziya know her dad? Does she ever see her dad? Has she ever met him? Is he in her life at all? And sometimes I see people in my comments like asking that question, and then somebody will reply like, no, she doesn't. And I'm like, how do you know? Like, why are you answering this question for me? So to answer the question, yes, Ziya does know her dad. She does see her dad. She saw him the day she was born, and she just saw him the other day. So while, you know, obviously we don't live together or anything, it's not like he's just, you know, Ziya don't know him at all. Like, she does know him. But he's definitely been in some of my videos. Like, I know for sure in the last Christmas, in the Christmas vlog that I posted, he was there with Ziya. He was in that video, at least briefly. And you guys are gonna see in her birthday vlog, you're gonna see him in that video as well. So if you pay attention, it's like, he's there. If you're curious as to what he looks like and things like that, like, he's definitely been in at least a handful of my videos, especially you know, back when I was pregnant and stuff. Like, there's different videos, like, he's there. And then the other like rumor or whatever you want to call it is my kind of like my relationship with my mom, or the role that she plays in my life, and kind of like I guess, you know, people say that I'm dependent on her, that like, you know, my mommy does everything for me, that my mom is my slave, or other crazy things that I've seen like that, which mostly, like I said, my supporters who actually watch my videos, like they understand that I just have a close relationship with my mom, and they know that she's my manager, and like they know this and they don't have a problem with it. But I do see a few, you know, comments and posts kind of putting the wrong idea out there, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, she does do a lot for me. I feel like I say that a lot. She is my manager, so she does a lot for me business wise, and she's also my number one, really like my number one other supporter when it comes to Ziya and throughout my whole pregnancy and stuff. And we have a close relationship now to where like we're friends now. And a lot of times if I just want someone to do something with, film a video with, or whatever, like she's gonna be the first person that I call to, because, you know, she's my mom. She's like my number one go-to person for a lot of things, which does end up meaning that she does a lot of stuff for me. She works hard for me. She commits a lot of her time to me, but she also has 3 other kids that she's committed to as well. She's just a hard-working, busy lady, to be honest. Like, she's a go, go, go type of person, always trying to help everyone with everything, tending to all 4 of her kids and her husband and her mom and her sister and like all this, you know, other stuff as well, not just me. But definitely for me, she kind of has it the hardest because I did hire her as my manager. And yes, just to clear that up, I hired her as my manager, meaning she does get paid. I'm not just making her do all this slave labor for me. Whatever I make that month, she gets a percentage out of that. So it's like any other manager situation where they're like, okay, well, I'm the one helping you get all these gigs and stuff, so I'm gonna get a percentage of everything you do. It's the same thing with her, which is why I made that joke in my home decor shopping video. I was like, didn't you just get paid? Didn't you just withdraw some money from my PayPal? Because yes, like I do pay her. So it's kind of a back and forth thing where we can both benefit from it. She was actually telling me the other day that she was looking at like my tax information and stuff, because she, like I said, she plays all the roles. She's basically been my accountant up until this point as well. I'm just now about to hire an actual accountant and stuff. Things are about to change for me, y'all. Can I just have a moment to stop and tell y'all that things are changing for me? My YouTube channel is growing. Everything is growing a little bit. Like, oh, okay, so that's what we gonna be doing. Oh, okay, so that's how much we gonna have to pay for taxes. Like, it's like, so I'm going to be like hiring an accountant. I'm looking into hiring people to help with certain things and get things done professionally, because it's getting to that point now. But up until now, my mom has been the main one who I've hired to do all that stuff, because she's been the only one that I trust. But she was looking at some of my financial stuff, and she was like, you're about to level up out into another tax bracket. So yeah, we're gonna need to hire an accountant, etc., etc. It's a back and forth thing. She's going to be retiring soon, honestly. Like, I hope to be able to figure out, you know, who to hire and how to get outside help and who to trust, so that she doesn't have to do anything anymore, and I can retire her. You know, she can take part of the success that I've had because of her. She could take that and she could retire. So that's like a short-term goal, honestly, because I think it's going to be pretty soon that's going to have to happen. So yeah, she helps me out a lot with Ziya, with business, with everything, but it's not for nothing. I think she's a good mom. Like, I'm wondering sometimes when people like complain about her involvement in my life, I'm like, so you don't want me to have a good mom? Like, what is your mom like? Maybe that's the issue. Why would you not look at that as a positive thing? Why would you try to like talk down on that I have a supportive mom? And yeah, you know, it is true that Ziya kind of looks at my mom as another parent, because my mom has been there since the beginning and has been, you know, that guardian person, has been that disciplinary person. So Ziya kind of looks at her as, she knows that that's not her mom or anything. She knows mommy and Grammy and everything like that, but to Ziya, that's kind of like another parent, because she has had that involvement, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it takes a village to raise a child. Anyone will tell you that. And I think most moms will say, I wish I had my mom's support. I wish I had that secondary or third or fourth or whatever layer of guardianship to help me raise my child. It's not a bad thing at all. I think it's a good thing to have close relationships and share success and share everything with your parents and with your family overall. But I do see that some people are like, you rely on your mom too much. She's Ziya's mom. You're not even Ziya's mom, she's Ziya's mom, and she does this and she's your slave and you make her do this and that and you make her cook for you and It's like, well, not my fault that I have a good mom and you don't. But speaking of my mom and going back to the topic of relationships, I didn't want to get too deep into the relationship topic in this video because I actually do want to film a relationship video with my mom. You guys have been requesting that ever since we did our Q&A video. And I think it would be cool if we could do some sort of like, almost like where y'all send in your own personal situations or like questions based on like, you know, like kind of like asking for advice, like calling into the relationship hotline, and then like I can tell you what I think or what I would do from my like millennial view as someone who's single, who's been through a lot of breakups or whatever, and then like my mom can tell you what she would do or what she would advise from more of her wisdom of having the past experience and all the different relationship stuff that she's been through, because she's been through a lot as well. So I feel like it could be interesting to kind of get like both of our takes on different specific scenarios or questions that you guys can kind of like send in to us. So I'm gonna figure out like how I can organize that, but that's definitely a video that I want to do with her and that you guys have been requesting. So save your relationship questions for that video. But yeah, you guys, those are all the topics and all the stuff that I really had to say for this video. I'm not done with my laundry yet because I just have so much, but I made pretty good progress. I've been piling all the folded stuff up behind me. Let me show you. I think I made pretty good progress. I folded up all these piles of stuff and have it all separated, ready to go in my drawers. I hung up a bunch of stuff. I still have this pile to fold and this to hang up, and I still have more stuff in the washer. But yeah, I made a good dent in what I had to do, so I'm happy about that. I feel like this was a good talk. If you feel like this was a good talk, give this video a thumbs up to let me know that you like these girl talk videos and you want to see more of them. Feel free to comment down below any extra questions, not relationship based, because we're gonna save the relationship questions for that video with my mom, like I said, but any other extra questions or topics that you would want me to talk about in my next girl talk video, comment that down below. That'll be the comment of the day. Also comment other things I can do with my hands while I film the video if you have any ideas for that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that's everything. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.